all the big ocean liners and ships would like to come to Singapore, and all the big airlines come to Singapore because they get good services. The turnaround is less than 24 hours. In many countries, even 12 days, their ship is still stuck in the port. But Singapore is a very efficient place, and because of efficiency, people don't pay the unnecessary costs at our ports and airports. Then the next one, the next institution is the Urban Redevelopment Board. This organization is tasked and empowered to redevelop the entire country. Because in the early days where we came from poverty, from underdevelopment, the rules are not clear, the enforcement is not clear. So buildings were built that are unsafe, unhealthy, hazards. And so we slowly clear them off. And people break the law on zoning and land usage. How can you have a community here and you have a dirty industry next to it or beside a school? So we put order, building codes, building control. So this institution is very important and responsible to rebuild Singapore. Today we are a metro, international, world-class city that people admire and come, where every business, every institution have its place in Singapore. And you know exactly where you build your industries or live or recreation or commerce. All these things have their proper place in Singapore. Then another important institution, as I mentioned earlier, is the Central Provident Fund. And this is a comprehensive social security system. Everyone's safe. It's a saving funds. When you save, you can do anything. So we do not believe in going around borrowing money and just, do not carefully use the money. Today, we do not need to borrow money. We have a lot of reserve. And so this Central Provident Fund is key to providing affordable and sustainable public housing. It is a social security network. When you are old in Singapore, you have your retirement taken care by this fund. You have a home when you are a young couple to live in. You don't have to wait until you are an old person. And then there is a catastrophic medical insurance. If anyone have a catastrophic medical situation, surgery, cancer, chronic illness, this fund will take care of it. So this makes sure that the social security works for the people of Singapore. Then the Housing Development Board. In the early days, we all have to wait for our turn. We apply and we wait in the queue. This Housing and Development Board today is the world's largest housing developer. We have built over 1 million homes in Singapore. And these are modern homes, properly designed. At the height of our building program, we were able to finish 1 unit every 8 minutes. And how we do that? We have a few hundred teams building away. And our engineers and architects, they focus on quality control. The actual building and construction, we open to the world to tender. From China, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, any country that want to build, they're welcome to build. We control the 5 basic building material. The steel, the cement, the sand, the gravel, and the bricks. We actually control them, meaning we produce them. And we actually know the price based on these 5 basic building material. We know how much profit they make. Then we give them and say, you can build 1,000 units, 5,000 units, go ahead and build them. But if they can find cheaper building material, they're welcome to buy it from there. Otherwise, this price is guaranteed. This makes sure that there's no inflation. When you're talking about building 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 units a year, all the building material will suddenly skyrocket. But because we control it, we're able to deliver it and sell to our population, our citizen, at 1/3 the market price. The land perpetually belongs to the government. We buy a lease not a freehold, a leasehold of 99 years. Everyone gets his home at least when you are 20 years old. After 99 years, 2021, you are 100 years old. More than 100 years old, 120 years old. So we are able to provide a home for everyone, your children, your grandchildren. And so Singapore, this is a story, a housing story of success where United Nations, African Union is recommending to their developing nations to consider this strategy. We're able to solve the housing problem, but it's not just a solution to our housing problem, it was wealth creation. Because every Singaporean after 5 years can sell that home to the open market to another Singaporean who cannot wait or who want the area. You sell it at the market price, not at your buying price. So usually by the time let's say it's 1 million, you paid for 1 million. 5 years later, it is at least 3-4 million. And the government has another law that says there's no capital gains tax. Everyone, all the profit, we want you to keep it in your pocket. And you can ask for a second home and live in that for another 5 years, then you can sell it. So in that way, the government created wealth through housing for the citizen. And today, we have no poor people. Those who become poor through misfortune, social security kicks in. But we do not encourage laziness. The next important capacity building was a Port of Singapore Authority. We were blessed with a deep harbour, and we decided that we are going to make it not just a wonderful, great harbour, we want to be the world's #1 harbour. We succeeded. And it's measured by the number of ships that sail through Singapore port. There are more ships that come to Singapore, that call on Singapore, than any port in the world. And then the second measure was the tonnage of cargo that we handle. Of course, 80 to 90% of the cargo is redistributed, repackaged, redistributed. So we provide that service. Again, we have a lot of revenue that come from that. Every day, Singapore handles over 60,000 giant containers. 60,000 a day. So we handle about 30 million containers a year. But today, we have 2 big ports built by China, one in Shanghai, one in Guangzhou, that handles, tonnage-wise, more cargo than Singapore. But Singapore is still the #1 preferred world transshipment port